So this is going to be another video again, and as you can see, these people are just relentless. They clearly have no lives that are of significance to them. All that time in their life is being spent to monitor, surveillance, and copy of me. Basically, live their life revolving around me, and it's like I'm their source of entertainment. So I've made a similar video about this. Obviously the experience I had was quite different today, but it's like, again, it's the Truman Show, what I'm going through. They're trying to mock me in some type of personal way, but that mockery is basically them mocking themselves. You see, the types of people that do this mockery to me, it's always immigrants, people who are unattractive, people who are insecure and don't think much of themselves. And the very tiny people who are attractive, like a few people, like 6 or 7 people who are generally attractive, who do a little bit of that or just do that. These people obviously have been used in their life, abused in their life, and heavily manipulated. So generally the types of people that, and you would see on YouTube so many people who get harassed, they're being harassed by immigrants, people who speak in a foreign language, people who are just general weirdos. And, even if they're not attractive, but they're from that country, they're clearly people who, like, don't think much of themselves and just, like, they want what you have. They want to bring you down they want to bring you down and participate in the program so that they can have some sort of leverage or whatever personal gain bullshit that they're doing this for. Then again, it's all strategic and organized, and is a form of gang stalking, a very common gang stalking thing. It's weird though, because I know 5 of the exact reasons why this is being done. The first very strong one is that it would prove that my assumption is true, that he has some sort of wealth to be able to spend his money and resources to do this. And there's a few reasons, I said, like a few reasons in mind. There are 5. Because, right, the first one, obviously there are people listening to me. Somebody who was obsessed with me from when I was studying, and this person, it was in like some sort of ego competition with me. And even if I moved states, I do feel that he is following me around and then sending people to do the same thing to me, keeping track of me basically, which is really weird. It's interfering, like, this person doesn't give a shit. Like, this person is far gone in the head and feels some type of way when I talk about it online, like it's a personal attack. But, like, you can't say that stalking someone is normal or okay. Like, it's obsessive, and the type of stalking that this person has done to me is obsessive, creepy, scary, and just disgusting in many ways. And watching me in my house 24/7, it's like getting it's like part of the trafficking world. It basically is doing this to me, watching me 24/7, tracking my every movement, having people follow me around everywhere. Like, you're gonna spend your wealth and resources just doing that to me, and then gather a whole bunch of the community worldwide to just troll on me and smear my name, reputation, stop anybody from forming strong connections with me or just trying their best to weaken it. Like, pure evil. And it's like, again, I well, at my dancing today, my ballroom, the Chinese people were acting so weird again, like just full on batshit weird. Like, honestly, batshit is too much of a nice word. I like bats, so I would just call them banana crazy. Like, they were just acting crazy. Like, there was a woman, she put her feet in a certain position. I mean, they all were, right? Even the people who were from this country just doing this weird thing with their legs, like they're in a competition with me. Um, and she was just speaking in a foreign language, looking at me, being all weird and rude, like. And the place was normal until obviously the Chinese people just made it like more uncomfortable, and I honestly thought there would be less of them, but and I mean, and like other weird people, but it's the same everywhere. um there's weird people everywhere, and even if they started a bit earlier than me at that course, because I was at the other dancing one, but I had to leave because these people were stalking me so bad, talking about my clothes, like they knew that I had a nice wardrobe and they were envious of that. Like, what the fuck? That's so disgustingly weird and creepy. So I just went, like, I left. They were saying indirect things to me that only I would know, because they wouldn't know that unless they can see into my life through something, whether it's through real cameras, which there are in this anywhere, even when I moved to this new place. Of course, I would have time to put something in the house, even when I leave, right? Freemasons have a way of like, you won't even notice they've come in your house, but um they would change the position of something and you wouldn't know. They won't take anything. They'll make it, but you can tell that someone's been through your stuff and rearranged it. Freemasons are known for doing that. It's an intimidation tactic. So when I moved house, right, like, it didn't even bother me because it would have happened again still. And they know that it doesn't bother me that much because the corruption that I'm going through is far more bullshit. Like, it's I haven't received any poisonings. I haven't been in any car crashes. And nobody has had the intent to fully kill me. But maybe a couple, but and well, there have been a few violent people, but they can't let their cover blow, right? Even if they're protected by people and they're in a position where they have so much money that even the general public, who some people in the general public who have some integrity, like, won't even speak up about it because they will not want that to happen in their life at all. So, just to confirm your suspicions, um people who are doing this to our lives, it just proves people who, like, we wouldn't at the start, we wouldn't have think that they would have chosen to do this to us, but they have. And it shows that what's going on in the world is real. that there are in fact, well, like for example, the Epstein files are 100% real. Obviously, so many victims, but it would also show that there's even more violence in the world than that. Like there's, I mean, look at the corruption that's happening to us. We will never get justice for this. And there's no such thing as law and order because these people are protecting criminals. And, you know, the average sentence for a pedophile should be 10 years, and it usually is the max, well, or lifetime, even execution. But they don't get that. A lot of them walk free. In Australia, pedophiles walk free. They do. You seen on the news, you see that and you're like, that's fucked, right? And they will get 3 years maximum sentence or 5 years maximum sentence behind bars. These people, they're protected. You see the police, right? They protect pedophiles. It's just as worse as in any other country, this disgusting thing, right? And there's so many ways to prevent it. And you know, they're all in the same network. You know, they get people my age to do this to me, knowing knowing straight that they're basically following a pedophile's agenda to spy into my life and all this. This is perverted, right? There's no real intent for them to do this. It's like blackmail. It's like a way to. It's like a revenge, right? And a mental game. But it's honestly perversion and trafficking because the fact that there are millions of people that are able to look into my life through closed doors and you know in my bathroom people being able to see me just live my life like this is disgusting. Like it's like you see movies, there are movies and they depict a real problem and you wouldn't even know that is happening in this in society. I mean, and you know, today while I was on the train, like there were these weird officers that were like doing doing weird poses, like obviously trying to make me uncomfortable. And when I first hopped on the train, the guy was upset that I had enough to tap on, like I always do. And like he wanted me to have a fee and I didn't. Like these people are so weird. He wasn't even like from the country anyways, but it's like we talk about pandemics and all that, but the real pandemic is just sick people in the head. And let's for example, let's talk about, so we see these pandemics, right? I was targeted when COVID started, so 2021, 2020 to 2021. I may have said 2019, but I was being watched from 2019. Somebody said to me, well, you may have just been watched your whole life. That is possible as well, but they were watching me from 2019 because that's when I started to get weird shit. Not weird shit, but like just the feeling that something wasn't right and that intuition turned out to be true. Late 2020, well, I don't know if I can count 2020 because it started in December, October. So late 2020, December, October, is when it started. You would have counted it as small types of harassment, but it was really just the start of gang stalking. So I won't even count 2021. I would count 2020, late 2020, to, well, we're in 2026 now, so 2020 to 2026. So that would be basically 6-7 years, right? That I've been going through this harassment. And you can, and as somebody who has an analytical mind, it's not hard for me to piece together what's going on. Like, if for example, there are a lot of detectives that have something called deductive reasoning, and people like me who have this analytical mind where we can piece things together have that. And while they're investigating us to set us up, we're investigating them. And the only reason we're having to do that is because they're on our tail, on our backs constantly. I don't want to put all my energy into basically having to stop them all the time for energy. And we shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't. Like, they should be satisfied with their life. But it's like we have to. And it's really annoying. Like, we have to put aside 1 or 2 hours of our day or free to basically just work out what their plan is. Like these people are basically, whether you believe in any religion or not, these people basically act like devils. And it's like, it's just disgusting. And if you ever meet somebody who's a gang stalker and they happen to be autistic, run away. Run away. Like, these people are honestly the worst haters. Like, they love gang stalking. Like, anybody who's basically crazy, or if you meet a gang stalker who's is schizo or retarded in any sense, do not even like, if they're in the same class as you, I'm sorry to hear that, but do not go near them at all. Like, try not to, but if you can't, I'm sorry, you have to deal with that. um but the gang stalking tactics they use with me is noise harassment. And my mum knows that I'm being gang stalked, but she never brings it up. She never brings it up. She stays quiet because she knows the corruption being done to me, and she's like obedient to them. And again, her dad was a Freemason, and she said to me, I can't talk about anything that they did because it's an oath. She's not a Freemason, but she's swearing by that oath. Like, come on. Like, this, like, I usually just support her in anything, but even after she participated in the, basically the emotional abuse throughout the years, but I don't like to talk about it, but, how we get fucked up mentally through this is just, you have to be a believer to honestly survive it. In God, I mean. But again, if you don't believe, it's not my problem. I mean, it's my problem. I care, but whatever. Um, believe what you want. Um, gang stalking is or like it's definitely government funded. Um, it takes out of taxpayers' money. Like, everybody chips in. Everybody chips in. Um, if if you're a good person, you're gonna get punished for it. It has something to do with you being a good person. So these people, they saw something in me. They know that I'm somebody who helps people. I go out of my way to help people. If I see that a girl is being harassed, I would step in and I would protect her. And these people know that that's my character, and they don't like that because they're a bunch of creeps. They want to keep this violent agenda to hurt people. And all the people who are rich in the world, they're pedophiles. Like every single person who's rich, almost, well, majority of them, they talk about kids having these weird agendas, talking about drinking their blood, all these disgusting, vile things. And you know what? I'm going to start talking about it 100%, even deeper. This stuff, this gang stalking thing, has happened to be has happened to be a blackmail on my life. They are trying to set me up in many areas, and I have to basically speak up all the time, avoid these people. So why not just expose them the same way they're trying to cover up the fact that they're basically on a roll to delay me and be in this mental mind competition with me. Like that, like, why not just speak about the crimes that the elite are doing, right? All these corrupt Freemason lodges. I mean, I was targeted by these Freemasons in my local area. So like again, it's a community thing. People chip in, people participate. Back then it was called a witch hunt. So they would burn someone at the stake. But they don't do that anymore. And the thing is though, I was never a witch. I was a Catholic, and I went to church every Sunday. And it's usually there are Freemasons who do fund the church and help run the church, because a lot of the times people who are in charge of donations and the altar and receiving money, they don't have enough to fund churches. You see so many churches being closed down, and not many people attending, not many, and they need to pay the bills to keep the lights on as well, to keep the events going. Not many people giving for charity. So this is when the Freemasons pitch in, and and knowing that they're Freemasons, they will call themselves Catholics as well. You will see this. You go on Instagram as well, Facebook, they call themselves Catholics as well. And sometimes they won't even tell you that they're Freemasons. They're manipulative, and they act undercover just like cops. And they are in charge of cops as well. It's like a dark network. So I made a video about it, dark networks. It's narcissism is a network. And it's like a spider web. So it's like a linked spider web in every community. Maybe they saw me as somebody who could help save people one day. One of the common things that my gang stalkers would call me when I would find out their whole plan for a whole month, they would call me like a superwoman. They would call me superwoman. Like a superhero. Like that's going to help me in any way. Like they don't stop. They're trying to like, so it's like an experiment. Again, it's all things combined. It's perverted, it's disgusting, it's a mind game, it's a competition, and it's an experiment. They're studying me. So there was a study to take me down, and they didn't take me down in a way that they wanted. So they're still studying me. They're studying how I react. They're studying my moves, like the scum they are, the dirtbags they are. Like, fuck them. Like, have some fucking respect and leave me alone. Like, I'm not cold hearted, but when you're being abused this much and harassed by these ugly pieces of shit, um, I tend to become quite numb and I don't really have much feeling left, except for the people who are going through this like me or getting, harassed by these scum. You better stop. Like, leave me alone. They don't listen though. That's the thing. Like, they try to test you in public, and then when you give them the reaction back, it hurts them. You can see the pain in their face, like their face twists and distorts. Like when you do it back to them, it hurts their feelings. Or like, I'm not afraid to call out this bullshit and say it for what it is. I can say gang stalking out loud, and they will freeze on the spot. Simple as that. Um, there's a few people named Jeremy who are involved in this, and they've all gang stalked me and become some fucking stalker in my life. Well, you can fuck off. Like, I'm tired of this. Leave me alone. Like, leave me alone. Live your life. Be happy in your life. Leave me alone. I was not. Do they think that we were like made to play a part in their life or something? Like, they act like those. They act like aliens. They act like aliens. I mean, if we have to play a fun situation in this case, let's say there's like an apocalypse, like in The Walking Dead, right? Like those zombie movies. Most of them would be the first to die and turn into a zombie because these people are so brain dead, right? And honestly, I would have a fun time just basically getting rid of all the zombies. Like, it's my favorite game to play on the PS4, but I wish I could have that game back. Um, who says it won't happen one day though? Hopefully not, because there are lots of good people in the world. We don't need that. But with but again, it's so weird how I was targeted the same year has COVID started. And mind you, I had two AstraZenecas and I still got that shit. And I got it, and I believe that they gave it to me on purpose. And I was walking at the mall, right? A Chinese lady coughed on my hair, on the back of my head. So she gave it to me on purpose. Disgusting, but now I don't like anybody near me, and I make people understand that. So that won't happen again. But and I was forced to get those vaccines. I never wanted to get them. Never. I knew it was fake. I knew it was a lie. It's you don't trust that. Like it's so fake. Like, just getting the vaccine is going to give you the virus. Most people don't know that either. It's also hasn't been fully tested, and it can make you go blind. A lot of people have gone blind. They've died from the vaccine. Have long-term side effects, face paralysis, body paralysis. A lot of the people, half their brain stopped working from getting the vaccine, so it was still being tested, and it was actually not meant to be released. Like, it's all bullshit. And whatever new viruses they're trying to push on the world, don't believe it. Um, although if you do, although if there happen to be, I mean, the US does have like well, I don't know if I want to talk about that. um, what is interesting though, if we're going to talk about demonic bloodlines, remember what King Charles said about being related to Count Dracula? Like, I find that so bizarre. Like, he's not lying though. He went to Romania to visit the guy, the dead guy. And there's so many videos about them being blood-sucking creeps, and all of them being pedos. I mean, if we're looking at Prince Andrew, about the scandals he's in, I mean, he's involved in, I mean, he's been released in the files as preying on a girl, and he's in a weird position, right? And apparently she was unconscious. So who's to say that they're not all like that? Like, so yeah, I mean, evil is everywhere. If this can happen to anyone, just like me, like even if you're just an outstanding person, a good person, it's an evil network that's spread everywhere in the world. There's like a Freemason lodge in, like I said in my last video, in every every town, not every state anymore, every town. So just like how you see a church in every town, there's a Freemason lodge in every town. These Freemason lodges are satanic lodges. They are satanic places of worship. Why do you think nobody's allowed to come in? It's because they have satanic things in there. It's satanic practice. The floorboards, right? They checkered, right? My house had checkered floorboards, but my old house I was living in, but obviously that won't say much. But the symbols that they use, the practices that they do, it's all for ill intent. You look at their handbook, and you would spot at least thousands of things that just sound completely wrong, and they would manipulate the words and say, "Oh, it's this. It's that." Again, whatever you believe in, if you for people who do believe that there's a God, um whether it's correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if I can say it properly, Zionism, Zion it's that Jewish faith religion, or I don't know if it's fully Jewish. I don't know. I can't think about it right now. um Jesus was, Jewish, but anyways, and why has every single president who has succeeded gone to Jerusalem? I'll leave that as well. Um, in the Bible, it talks about evil people, evil networks, and how basically, how to get rid of this evil. And it's like a step by step. Like, it's like you have all these recipes on how to tackle it, but we just need to open it and read them. But I guess we're not putting enough effort to do that. Some of you that do that though, good on you. Um, but for those of you who don't believe, again, take it as you want. The government is involved in this. It's all interlinked, but believe whatever you want. The Church of Scientology. Why do you think they let no one in without an appointment? Same thing with Freemasonry. You have to have an appointment or invited to come in, or just be show interest that you'll want to be a brother or a sister. Because there are female lodges, but well, same type of weird. But they have these just weird rules. But when you go to a church, it's free entrance. Isn't that funny? Free entry to come in a church. In a church, free entry. But these lodges, the Church of Scientology, you have to have an email or be invited to come in because they're places of satanic worship. They're satanic. They don't want their gender to be revealed. Even if you can't tell it's satanic from the inside, their practice is. And all the missing people in the world, right? We all know that these people are funding that. And gang stalking is just the bottom of the iceberg. It just gets it's even more complicated to expose, even though there's billions of evidence about it. So many victims, possibly 4 million victims, maybe a bit less, but like possibly 2 million. But I would hope that. Well, I wouldn't hope. I don't wish this upon any enemy I have. Just like Jesus said, respect your neighbor. I don't wish this on my enemy, but my enemy is doing this to me. I don't have enemies. I don't hate anyone. I hate the people who hurt people. Who don't stop attacking women and children. But these people are just obsessed with getting a reaction from me, and they will stop at nothing. They copy everything I do, whatever I say out loud, or even in quiet to my mum about what I'm gonna do or what I have planned for the week. They're all listening. They all can hear, and it's so uncomfortable. Like, what the fuck? Like, look, I'm not. Again, it like why do they feel like they need to know that? Why do they feel like it's in regards to them? Like, I'm just living my life. Like, am I not allowed to? I'm allowed to do this. I'm allowed to be in charge of my life. I'm allowed to do whatever I want. I can dye my hair black. Like, what's wrong with that? Like, are you kidding me? And like the minute I do that, like people start doing things with their hair to try to get my attention. Like, fuck off. Like, I know you're jealous. I know you're in competition with me. You're just a bunch of clowns. Like, you're clowning. Like, fuck off. Fuck off. Like, we have enough in this world, and all that resource being spent on me can be spent to help people being actually trafficked, and kidnapped, and helping people with housing and all that, helping the youth. Instead they're just funding these resources to try to take me down. Like, again, like, I never had a problem with these people. Like, I just assumed these people were nice, they were friendly, they were normal, and they probably have some of that in them. They probably are, but they're doing this weird shit. And they commenting about, and some of them as well are commenting about what I'm doing in my day-to-day life, what I have planned, and I don't like it. I'm uncomfortable. I'm not your source of entertainment. I don't want to be your source of entertainment. Stop. Like, get away from me. Leave me alone. Like, you don't want me. You, like, okay, you wouldn't want me to roast you, so don't. Um, yeah, so I have noticed when I'm traveling in vehicles or in cars, they tend to do weird things with their bodies to try to show me that they are stalking me while they're traveling. And I haven't come to the experience of seeing them with blacked out number plates. And I feel like that would be too obvious for them because they know that I'm smart enough to start talking about this. They predicted or expected me to start doing this. So they won't make it that obvious. Maybe they have, but they haven't. They have though. They have made it obvious to the point, yes, but not to the stage where they're having to black out their number plates. Because I've heard of that. um they have swiveled around me in circles. They've done that many times, even on e-bikes, these weirdos. Um Trying to get like just um but they are doing things with their bodies to try to get my attention again, or to distract me, or to make me experience some type of accident in my life. But I'm protected, and that's what they just fail to understand. I'm protected, I'm intelligent, I'm smart, you know. um Nobody would want to deal with me when I'm fully um cold, because when I become like that, like I can be a pretty mean person. So they're pushing me to the point where I literally have to stop myself from being rude. Um so you like these people need to learn to have some respect. Um Focus on their lives, stop being so jealous and acting like a complete imbecile, because they know that they're basically fucked in their life, and that's what they need to understand. Um there was this guy with gray hair. Again, so the new place where I'm dancing at, right? I shouldn't have told them the old place that I went to. They would have found out later anyways, because again, it's a vast network, and it's like a contagious disease, and it spreads fast. These like word of mouth about my tracking, because these people track me to do this to me, and a lot of people, they enroll just to stalk me. Yeah, they do that. And a lot of the old people that are there, like they started it too. Like two three of the old guys who are there started it. It's always the old people that are the ones involved in putting the target on you first. And what are old people known to do, right? They're known to be predators, they're known to be creeps. They've known to get away with all the disgusting things in this world. And the guy with the white hair was looking at me full on, doing a noise campaign on me to distract me. Like every time that we started a new routine, he would stop, like, or he would look at me while we're dancing, and he would do a noise campaign on me to distract me. The piece of shit, like that fat fuck, just looked at me straight in my face and was trying to do a noise campaign on me. He had gray hair, and very groomed in a way where it's giving pedo vibes. And like, unless, like, again, like, you do that to me, you're a fucking pedophile, and you deserve to go to jail. But the fact that but pedophiles are protected. Pedophiles walk free in Australia. And people like, oh, how can that happen in Australia? Well, it's a Western country, and unfortunately, diseases spread everywhere. And there's Freemason lodges in Australia, thousands of them in every single town. And celebrities come here. We have our own film industry here. Like, don't be one of those people where you're dumb. Like, or you're just oblivious. Not insulting, by the way. Going through this every day is just fucked. Um, they're real pedophiles, and they can get away with anything. People are focusing on the war again, the war, and the war is the war because they want to keep the um keep the violence in the world. The less violence there is, they won't be able to stay rich, because they get rich from doing things illegal, putting hits on people, trying to ruin people's lives. And what was, again, another fucked thing that has happened is because I have a pretty decent teacher, but um and she's nice, but I had an old lady who was my dance teacher for the other lessons, and she participated in the noise campaign um following from the last class. And the again, the noise campaign started by the other for this occasion that I was going to was started by people from the other class who were old people. So again, the people who are running this, the people who started it, put a target on your back for it to start happening, are old pedophiles, men and women, who are part of fraternities, who are perverts, fucked in the head, and they target innocent women like us. They don't want any good people in the world. They feel like we're going to talk about whatever their secret is, like we care. But I guess we care now because they're doing this to us, and everybody, even if they're not targeted, are talking about what they're doing to what they've been exposed for doing. And I've talked about this enough in my video, but today they went too far, and they're showing a lot of favoritism, and they talk like they're not showing favoritism. I don't have to practice a bit more because I did start a bit later, but I mean, the fast pace is supposed to help you because when you're in competition, it's going to be fast paced. But um, the fact that there's jealousy involved just makes it so fake. Like the fact that um, it's going at a quick pace as well. It's like the people next to me who are dancing with me and are just participating in it as well, it just gives off this fake energy that they have, that they're really interested when they're not. Like, and the lady who's my the old lady who's my teacher who's doing that, right? She has short hair, like short hair in a bob. It looks nice, but I honestly feel like she's jealous of my hair as well, because my hair is long and healthy, and I'm also pretty, and these people, it's like they don't like anybody that's pretty and just is privileged, has things,